Financial policy and corporate strategy. Advanced role of CFO, Chief Financial Officer, in various matters, including value creation. Role of CFO traditionally is wealth maximization, overseeing and implementing adequate financial controls. Role of CFO nowadays is these traditional roles plus contribute their support in strategic and operational decision making. Role of CFO has been advanced in following areas. In these realms are risk management, E. Environmental, social, governance financing. Role shifted from traditional financing to sustainability financing. M. Mergers, acquisitions, and corporate restructuring. Strategic decision. These are the strategic decisions. Any errors in above decision will collapse the whole business. Next, supply chain. Maintain sustainable growth. CFOs consider financial viability of supply chain management. So, a role of CFO has been advanced in following areas. In these realms are risk management, E. Environmental, social, governance financing, M. Mergers, acquisitions, and corporate restructuring, S. Supply chain. Strategic financial decision-making framework. Three fundamental essential elements of business. A clear and realistic strategy, the financial resources, controls, and systems to see it through, and the right management team and process to make it happen. Strategy plus finance plus management gives fundamentals of the business. Functions of SFM, Strategic Financial Management. Continual search for best investment opportunities, selection of best profitable opportunities, determination of optimal mix of funds for the opportunities, establishment of systems for internal controls, analysis of results for future decision making. These 5 are the functions of SFM. Key decisions falling within the scope of financial strategy. Hint is FIDP. F. Financing decision. That means capital mix. I. Investment decisions. We will select on the basis of investments will be selected on the basis of risk and return category. D. Dividend decisions. We will decide based on payment of dividends versus reinvestment of the amount into the business. P. Portfolio decisions. So, key decisions falling within the scope of financial strategy. It is FIDP. F. Financing decisions. I. Investment decisions. D. Dividend decisions. P. Portfolio decisions. Characteristics of strategy. Long-term in nature, uncertain, directed towards goals of the organization, dynamic, complex. It affects whole organization. Strategy affects whole organization. Different levels of strategy. There are 3 levels of strategy: corporate level strategy, business level strategy, functional level strategy. Business level strategy is also called as middle level strategy. Functional level strategy is also called as low level strategy. 3 basic questions that the corporate level strategy should be able to answer: suitability, feasibility, acceptability. Suitability. Whether strategy would work for the accomplishment of the company's common objective or not. Feasibility. Feasibility determines the kind and number of resources required to formulate and implement a strategy. Acceptability. It is concerned with stakeholder satisfaction. It can be financial as well as non-financial. Financial planning. It is the backbone of business plan and corporate planning. Financial planning equals to business planning plus corporate planning. Financial planning is the task of determining how a business would effort to achieve its strategic goals and objectives. Usually, a company creates its financial plan immediately after the vision and objectives have been set. 3 major components of financial planning. Financial resources FR, financial tools FT, financial goals FG. FG equals to FR plus FT. Financial goals equals to financial resources plus financial tools. Using financial planning steps, one can determine where you are now, what you may need in the future, and what you must do to reach your goals. 3 outcomes of financial planning: financial objectives, financial decision making, financial measures. Interface of financial policy and strategic management. Starting point of an organization is money, and the end point of an organization is also money. Interface of financial policy and strategic management can be discussed in 5 points. First one, source of finance. We will do source of finance means capital mix, whether to take equity more or debt more. Next, capital structure. In capital structure, we will consider optimum capital mix. We will consider debt equity ratio, other ratios. Next, investment decisions. For investment decisions, we will calculate NPV. If NPV is positive, we will consider that investment decision. We will go forward with the investment decision. If NPV is negative, we will reject the project or decision. Investment proposals are muted by different business units, may be divided into 3 groups. First one, addition of a new product by the firm. Second one, increase the level of operation of an existing product. Third one, new approach and our closure monitoring of the different critical activities. These are the 3 groups. Fourth one, dividend decisions. Dividend decisions, we will decide stability of the dividend payment, constant percentage of the net earnings, what will be the dividend percentage of the net earnings, what is the minimum dividend to be paid, and what is the stock dividend, that is bonus issue, to be made. Next, balancing financial growth versus sustainable growth. Sustainable economic growth means a rate of growth which can be maintained without creating other significant economic problems, especially for future generations. Achieving sustainable growth is not possible without paying heed to twin cornerstones, that is growth strategy and growth capability. Sustainable growth is important for enterprise long-term development. Too fast or too slow growth will go against enterprise growth and development. Sustainable growth rate means it is a measure of how much a firm can grow without borrowing more money. How to calculate sustainable growth? Sustainable growth, return on equity or return on investment into retained earnings. Another formula is return on equity or return on investment into 1 minus dividend payout ratio. Return on equity, how to calculate return on equity? Return divided by equity. Another formula is profit margin into assets turnover into assets divided by equity. What makes an organization financially sustainable? In order to have an organization must be financially sustainable. For an organization to have financially sustainable, the organization must have more than one source of income, have more than one way of generating income, do strategic action and financial planning regularly, have adequate financial systems, have a good public image, be clear about its values, have financial autonomy. Next, what makes an organization sustainable? An organization to be sustained, it should have a clear strategic direction, be able to scan its environment or context to identify opportunities for its work, be able to attract, manage and retain competent staff, have an adequate administration and financial infrastructure, be able to demonstrate its effectiveness and impact in order to leverage further resources, and get community support for and involvements in its work.